Well, let's talk about what nightmares are made out of. Yes, let's go find out what Donald Trump is putting in his cabinet. This stuff is ugly, ugly, ugly. Let's go over to the board. Let's first go over to the bootlicking department. Here's Trump's boots down here. Now, we have a whole list of bootlickers lining up to lick his boots. Obama's the first one and the biggest one. He's out there campaigning to calm down. There's no problem with anything that Trump's doing. Nothing at all. Everything's cool. Bernie Sanders was one of the very first ones to run up to Trump and say, we can work with you, we can work with you. Now he's flip-flopped like a typical politician and says that he's not going to work with him, he's going to fight him. The far right wing in Italy is for Trump and has bootlicked Trump's boots heavily. And the reason is, oh, wait a minute. You remember World War II? Yeah, Hitler and Mussolini. Now we've got Trump with the far right in Italy. Oh, this is not looking good. All right, so that's the bootlicking side. Now, what about his cabinet picks so far? Well, here we have a brief overlay of just some of them. These people, like this Michael here, he is the most rabid, racist, white supremacist, immigrant-hating, Islamic bashing, can't stand any kind of Jewish anything. Man, we have seen this happen before in history. Now let's go with who won. Was it Clinton or Trump? Well, it was actually Clinton who won by almost 2 million votes. There's still votes outstanding. So Clinton so far has won by 1.16 million votes over Trump. Of course, unfortunately, every state has a different way of counting the votes, and once again, the people of the U.S. did not get their vote counted. It doesn't count. This is why it doesn't count. I have said this over and over and over. The Electoral College is a way for the corporates to get who they want in, and that's exactly what happened here. Just like in Bush stealing the election in 2000 from Gore. The same exact way. Another Republican stealing of the vote by legally saying that it was the Electoral College that voted him in. Well, that means that your vote does not count. People, we're seeing the worst of the worst. Where does Donald Trump get this garbage? Let's go over to the board and I'll show you. Oh, by the way, Newt Gingrich isn't bad enough to be in the Trump cabinet picks. Let's get rid of Newt Gingrich. Mushy, you need to do your homework on this bit of scum right here, because this is just the tip of the iceberg. By the way, this Michael Flynn, he loves to use torture. He can't wait to start to use torture, you know, and that's what scares me, is that Trump is going to start going after his enemies, and he's going to use torture like you can't believe. You know, back in 1940s, 1930s, we saw somebody else do this very same thing. In fact, what we're seeing here in the U.S. is a complete fascist takeover. Okay, so where did Donald Trump come from? Well, he came from the cesspool to begin with. Remember him and Hillary were down here where we had to rebuild all this from previous videos, where we had to rebuild the cesspool to fit these people in, the bars, remember that? You had Trump bar and Hillary bar down here, remember that? Well, Trump is getting this guy, this piece of work right here. This is the stuff that seeped through the cesspool down even below the sludge level. That's where he came from. You see, that's where they're getting these people from. They're having to actually dig through the cesspool like this and tunneling under to get where this scum comes from. There's a little pool of this stuff down here. Hitler, Bull Pot, I can think of just a ton of leaders in the past that came from this area. You know, Obama and all them, they come from all this stuff over here, you know, the gray water and the sludge, and they're all down in here. But Trump was even looking for or even worse, way down in the scum area. Oh, that's nasty. You want to smell that? Oh, that's nasty. So if you're anybody that's living in the U.S. that is not blonde-haired, blue-eyed, you better start seriously thinking what's going to happen. Because with just these three that we've looked at already, can you imagine what's coming next? Those red eyes, boy, they're sure playful, aren't they? We have to watch out for what we're going to do, and we're going to have to make some decisions pretty soon here, especially about the environment. Trump, he does not believe in climate change. He believes in torture. He believes in endless war. You know, these people want to go to war with people such as North Korea. Their list is so long. North Korea, Cuba, Venezuela are just some of the nations that the U.S. will now go to war with for global domination. And that's exactly what Trump's about, global domination. 1,000-year Reich. Maybe I'll put some videos down below you can look at, see what's coming. We've seen it before. We don't have to look too far back either. So I wanted to put that, just this look out of what, just look at what's happening. I don't know what we can do about this, but we've got a serious change in the U.S. This is no longer about democracy or anything else. This is about hate and global domination in any way you can do it. That's why he's putting these people in place, because he knows what he's got to do. I sure appreciate the last comments. There were some good ones, as usual. Lots of comments I didn't see because of the way YouTube's working. But I certainly appreciate you putting them on there, and the new subscribers, and the ups and the downs. And until next time, people.